Gem or junk? I just want to give everyone a heads up and let them know that I am absolutely awful in this game. I've always been awful in this game, but doesn't mean it's not a classic in its own way. What's up, guys? Patrick Hickey Jr., Editor-in-Chief, ReviewFix.com, bringing you another edition of Gem or Junk. This week out, we will be discussing Waverace 64. So this is the thing. Everyone knows that Waverace 64 is a gem. That's not what this video is about. This video is about, is it still a gem now? What's its legacy? What has it meant to the gaming industry? I'm going to tell you this right now. The first time I played this game, I was floored. I mean, look at the water. The water still looks pretty damn cool in its own way. Back in the day, mid to late 90s, this was awesome. The fact that, like, you know, the steering apparatus is bouncing up and down, it's not one set piece. The game felt like you were in the water. You know, you got your barrel rolls, you've got like your skids and things like that. This was just a lot of fun, even if I was absolutely awful in it in every way, shape, and form. All right, let's get to a race here. Let's just do something regular. I'm in fear right now because I'm going to be so bad. This game was kind of like how every home in America had Thriller. If you owned a Nintendo 64 in the late 90s, you owned this game. There's no way about it. You own this game. It sold over 1 million copies in the United States. It got a GameCube sequel. I am so awful. Oh god. The sequel on the GameCube, I liked. I thought it controlled a little bit better than this. This game, the control, I don't want to say it's finicky. It's not. It's not like playing Gran Turismo. It's not like playing Ridge Racer. You're on the freaking water, and I'm on the sand right now. Fantastic. But like I said, it was very different. Playing this with a bunch of people was a lot of fun, especially if if everyone could make a goddamn turn. Like, I can't even breathe. Couldn't make a turn. So, sold over 1 million copies. I'm pretty sure the GameCube version sold over 1 million copies. I love the water physics in the second game too. Like, when the waves went up and down. Oh, it was just really well designed. This game had a very big impact on the gaming community too, because you had, you know, people from like Tecmo, Koei were, you know, making references and like Dead or Alive to the characters in these games. The problem was very similar to like an F-Zero. The characters weren't Mario. They weren't Zelda. Kirby caught on, got his own little following. How do you market this? Like, can you have merch? Did somebody want to wear a Waverace 64 shirt? You know, the Kawasaki branding probably helped in the beginning, but later on, like, trying to establish the game's legacy and moving forward, you know, and it was just like, this was like a certain point in the gaming industry where you had like Hydro Thunder and you had Jet Moto. I was more of a Jet Moto guy. I love Jet Moto. I like Jet Moto a little bit better than this, just because Jet Moto controlled more like a racing game. I'm trying to slow down to go through the things. But this was like Nintendo's answer. Well, not even answer. This was Nintendo's Wave Racer. This was their jet ski game. There's not a lot of jet ski games anymore. They're like the Pogs or the like yo-yos of the gaming industry. They had their little run, and you don't see them as often. I would have loved to have seen a Wave Race on the Wii U. Didn't happen. A lot of things didn't happen on the Wii or the Wii U. But like I said, this game has its place in gaming history because it influenced so many other people. And even still to this day, like, it reminds me a lot of like a game like Tekken. The first Tekken, the second Tekken. You play them when you're a kid and you're like, oh, so beautiful. Oh, I'm so not beautiful in this game. I'm awful. And you play, 20 years later, 15 years later, and something's lost in the visuals, but you can still see the attention to detail and all the reasons why you fell in love in the first place. So, bottom line, I'm not I'm not very good in this game at all. I probably will never be good in this game. I've never been so much a racing guy. I did love Ridge Racer, and I love Raid Racer. Raid Racer was a great game for the PS1. Almost fell off my bike. Can't even turn. Can't even turn. If it was like NHL or something, I'd be kicking ass right now. But this was a very, very important game for Nintendo. It proved that they didn't need Mario in order to be successful. That they could have a million seller without Mario, without Link, without Kirby. They didn't need all of those characters in order to have a successful game. They just didn't. Nintendo's built its reputation over the past, 100 years as a place that gives people what they want. And in this time in gaming history, people wanted a wave race game. After, the game was a bit of a hit on the Game Boy, they wanted a wave race game on the 64 that felt real, and that's exactly what they got here. And 20 years later, after its release, it still holds up. It's still a lot of fun. But if you weren't good at it then, you're not going to be good at it now. So, gem or junk, the answer was clear from the beginning. This is an absolute gem. This is something that you have to play. So even though the sun is setting in the game right now, doesn't necessarily mean that the sun is set for the series. Maybe we could keep our fingers crossed and hope one day for another edition of the game. Gem or Junk is brought to you by Brooklyn Video Games, where you can buy, sell, and trade your favorite video games and systems. For more information, head to www.facebook.com/Brooklyn Video Games or call 347-314-3267.